Today we're going to consider 1 Samuel 29 verses 1 to 11. And the three insights we're going to look at are the chapter summary, the key verse, and life application. Even though 1 Samuel 29 only occupies 11 verses, it has within it eternal consequences if things had gone wrong. To summarize the chapter, we find that there's an impending war between the Philistines and the Israelites. So the Philistines are gathered at Aphek and the Israelites are gathered at Jezreel. Now David accompanies Achish at the rear of the battle trail, but upon seeing David, the Philistine commanders responded that David will not be allowed to come to battle with them. Achish pleaded the loyalty that David had shown him over the past year that he had been in the Philistine land. David also makes his case when Achish tells him he needed to return. David said to him, you know what, I've been loyal to you, I've been great to you, so why are you sending me back? But in the end, Achish's words overrules David's word, and David and his men returned to Ziklag. The story gets more interesting because when we consider the key verse for me is verse 4 of chapter 29, where it says, "But the Philistine commanders were angry with Achish and said, 'Send the man back, that he may return to the place you assign him. He must not go with us into battle, or he will turn against us during the fight. How better could he regain his master's favor than by taking the heads of our own men?'" Let's consider this. David is an Israelite. He's been protected from Saul by Achish for the past year and a bit. Now David feels an obligation towards Achish. Yet Achish is asking David to accompany him to battle against David's own country. This gets really interesting because here is the eternal consequence about this. If David had gone up to battle against Israel, is more likely to have turned against the Philistines and defeated them in battle. If that happens, then the divine order or the divine timetable that God had put in place for Saul to be taken out of the picture will not happen. Saul will then remain in power, still pursuing David. So the kingship or the rulership of David will have been delayed because of this action. On the flip side, if David fought with the Philistines against Israel, then I would consider that virtually no one in Israel would like David or will want or allow David to become their king because of the treachery he would have displayed against his own country. So David was caught in an extremely difficult position. But guess what? God bailed him out by putting in the hearts of the Philistines, or by the Philistines saying to David that he cannot come with them, was actually a way out of that huge temptation. I was reading a commentary about this, and he said that, God is faithful, for he will not allow us to be tempted beyond what we can bear, but when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it. That's exactly what happened to David here. If he had fought against the Philistines, Saul would have remained in power, and if he had fought against Israel, he would not be allowed to become king. Wow, that's a difficult position to be in. But he returns. So from this key verse, the Philistines were right to say to Achish, "No, David cannot come with us because he's an enemy of the Philistines, so he's not going to be allowed to come to battle with us against his own country. No, he's not going to be allowed." And they were right, because I think if David was allowed to come to battle with them, he would have turned against the Philistines. So here's a life application here. There's certain people that you should not allow to enter into your new season with you, or certain habits you should not allow to enter your new season, or certain patterns, certain thinking patterns that should not be allowed to enter your new season. Whether you're going into a new year, a new job, starting a new business, or you are beginning a new career, certain type of people should not be allowed to accompany you. Goal killers should not be allowed to accompany you. Habits that can ruin your plans should not be allowed with you. And negative thinking should not be allowed to come with you. That's the life application. All right, if you like this video, like it. If you like it, share it. Subscribe to my channel. Write a question or comment below. And if you have a private message, then email me to admin@boomytokanministries.org. God bless.